members of AmCham, colleagues, and friends. I would like to begin by recognizing the remarkable progress Mongolia has made since I first arrived more than 25 years ago. Over the decades, we have not only witnessed, but actively contributed to periods of profound growth. We've watched the Mongolian people demonstrate extraordinary resilience, adaptability, and courage, embracing democracy and shaping a vibrant market economy. But as the newly elected chairman of the American Chamber of Commerce in Mongolia, I am not here to offer you pleasantries. I am here to deliver a message and a mission, one that demands clarity, courage, and commitment, one that begins with truth. Let's start with the facts. The facts are fantastic. Mongolia's long-term productive capacity is stable. Its resources and potential are still here. The World Bank and Asian Development Bank project robust GDP growth, driven by the full potential of Oyu Tolgoi and a new era of mining. And the EBRD sees vast opportunities in renewable energy. The value of our people, our companies, and our resources is not changing dramatically each day. Facts endure. But feelings about investing and doing business in Mongolia do change. And that's where we find the hard truth. The truth is, Mongolia has destroyed its own brand name. Not by accident, not by misfortune, but by choice, by policy, by behavior. We all remember from 1990 to 2013, Mongolia was a magnet. The private sector led and the country followed. Mongolians came home, businesses boomed, employment soared, and confidence surged. That wasn't luck. That was leadership. Now, we've reversed the engine. State-owned enterprises are growing like weeds, inefficient, unaccountable, politicized, and they're choking out the private sector. We've traded private sector dynamism for state-owned stagnation. And we're not just losing our edge, we're handing it to a planned economy that will pick the winners, bury innovation, and call it progress. Public trust in the Mongolian economy has been shattered by years of documented scandals and systematic corruption involving state-owned enterprises. A crisis so endemic that the Minister of Justice just recently announced yet another scandal. And yet, Parliament recently passed legislation to expropriate private sector assets to feed those very same state-owned enterprises. Every day, our companies are facing more legal and regulatory hardships. We hear reports of growing corruption. And it's becoming harder and harder to do business, attract investors, and to attract financing. This isn't just my opinion. The U.S. government's latest investment climate statement highlights what we all experience, not just American businesses, but all businesses and investors in Mongolia. An inconsistent regulatory environment, lack of transparency, and the weaponization of the legal and criminal justice system for political ends. We've seen the arrests, government raids, and inspections that weren't about justice. The regulations written in the shadows. The corruption that doesn't hide anymore, it parades. These choices, these actions not only chase away good businesses and investors, they build a system that attracts the wrong kinds of businesses and investors. And it creates the wrong kind of economy. In a system that encourages corruption, everyone gains a reputation for being corrupt, no matter how honest and hardworking they are. And good and honorable businesses leave. And every time Mongolia spooks the market, every time the rule of law is betrayed, it does violence to our future. It raises the discount rate on everything Mongolia has to offer. And when the discount rate goes up, the value of our future goes down. My mission as chairman is clear. First, to strongly advocate for our members' interests, your interests, realizing that your success is directly tied to the success of this country. Second, to champion a private sector-led free market as Mongolia's most powerful engine for sustainable growth, and to boldly challenge the favoritism towards state-owned enterprises that distorts competition, stifles innovation, and sidelines the very entrepreneurs who drive progress. And third, to help restore Mongolia's reputation as a credible, dynamic, and investable nation, one that attracts capital and delivers results. We are here to help rebuild Mongolia's brand by creating a high-trust economy. But we will not do it with PR. We will do it with policy. We will not do it with headlines. We will do it with hard work. We will do it with good businesses run by able and honest managers. AmCham companies, AmCham member companies help to expunge corruption from the system by insisting on transparency, accountability, and by refusing to participate in corruption. We will push for a Mongolia where businesses are built on innovation, not influence, where investors come not to speculate, but to build, where the rule of law is not feared, but trusted. Look around Ulaanbaatar today. Everywhere, people celebrate the speed at which they can build another tall glass tower. They mistake physical construction for national strength. They focus on the temporary, the physical, and the easily corrupted. Yet in the history of this nation's greatest prosperity, Chinggis Khan is remembered not for the buildings he constructed. He built no grand capital. His true success, the source of his enduring power, came from the political, social, legal, and military systems he engineered, a stable state system based on written law and order that punished corruption and encouraged innovation. We must learn this lesson. Instead of viewing rising towers that crumble as signs of Mongolia's development, we must be focused on building a system, a strong, transparent, fair, and stable system that will last, that will lead to greater prosperity, that will earn back the public's trust. This is the core of AmCham's work. Our policy committees, from digital to mining, from tax to CSR, from legal and financial to energy, are not just think tanks. They are forgers. They draft the solutions, the white papers, and the amendments that we will champion to help build and fortify a system that encourages private sector growth and creates a high-trust economy. Our publications like the Business Barometer and our U.S. corporate T-metrics are not just reports. They are accountability. They are the mirror we will hold up to our partners in government. We will unite the U.S. and Mongolian economies by insisting on a truly level and transparent playing field. And we are committed to securing an immediate end to the unwarranted, politically driven inspections and investigations that stifle business, suppress investment, and undermine the rule of law. We will be fearless, smart, and relentless. Because AmCham members have never stopped building, never stopped believing. You've built companies that employ thousands. You've introduced global standards, modern technologies, and ethical business practices. You are not just observers. You are the architects. So let me speak plainly. AmCham is not a club. It is a covenant. It is a covenant between those who believe in the power of enterprise and the promise of Mongolia. It is a covenant that says we will not stand by while Mongolia is dismantled or moves backwards. Our mission is not just a statement. It is a movement. But to make this movement a reality, I need more from each and every one of you than you have ever given before. More of your time in our committees, meetings, and networking nights. More of your money to fund our advocacy and activities central to our mission. And more of your courage to stand with us when we speak the truth. Your success and the success of all businesses and investors in Mongolia must become the expectation, not the exception. So, let's get to work. Thank you.